Welcome, everyone. Look at us doing Fridays with Dannphan again. Whew, hopefully, I have everything set up correctly. I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm a little rusty trying to figure out how Streamlab works and audio stuff. Oh man. Sure hope I don't mess anything up. But yeah, it has actually been a pretty long time. What is like over 2 months since I did the last Friday with Dannphan, at the very least. No, wait, before that I did live streams, but they weren't Friday with Dannphan. They were like just streams promoting the current campaign. It's been a while since I've done an actual Friday with Dannphan though. These streams are supposed to be special streams because they're like free for alls. This is just the stream where I talk, and I talk to you specifically, and we talk about random shit. So here we are. How are you guys enjoying your Friday? Mine was pretty, I don't want to say work heavy, but we were helping Adam's aunt with some stuff since she can't really move right now. You know, she's got like back pain, and so we went over to her house and we're fixing things up for the most part. Oh, your camera lighting looks better than it used to. Is this really better though? I feel like I'm more pixelated with this camera, although I can't really tell for sure. I feel like I'm a little bit more pixelated. The lighting feels more or less the same. The last few videos, I got lucky. I got to record in daylight, and that makes a world of difference to record in daylight as opposed to this. I think there's like some tricks you can do. Like some streamers, what they do is they have like Christmas lights around them or some shit. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need some of this going on in the background or something. You can't even see it. It's just like being drowned out. Yes. Just have that going on in the background, and then my whole area over here will be lit up. Nah, but this camera is not super good. It's maybe like the same as the last camera, or maybe a little bit worse. Which I guess brings me to my little sprinkle of good news I can give you guys. All of the bullying you have done has paid off. I ordered a new camera. I ordered a brand new camera to record my videos on from now on. Not that, like I said, not that this camera is horrible. It's maybe about the same as the last camera, being on my MacBook, my very, very old MacBook. But this is 720, and I feel like I'm pretty pixelated as it is. I got a 1080 camera that is in the mail on its way, and then I can record videos with that, and I'll look nice. You know, it's not 4K or anything. We're not getting crazy here, but I will look a little better. And based on what I've seen from video footage using the camera, it looks pretty okay. It looks more professional than, you know, a 720 deal here, and I think it does better with darker scenery. And I have a feeling that for the most part, it's going to be dark scenery around me because it's kind of hard to light up this corner. Or, well, it requires a little bit more effort. I have, like, lights I can use, mostly yellow lights, and I don't like yellow light, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah, that'll be fun to test out a new camera, see how much better it is, you know, compared, contrast. Hopefully no more computer issues happen. Not yet. This is the newest computer that I've been recording everything from, and so far it's been working. No screen flickering or anything like from the last new laptop I got. So I'll take this as an overall win. So long as I have a computer that is working, I'll take it. That's my baseline requirement now for a computer. Everything else is whatever. I mean, for the most part, I'm just recording videos on this computer and doing art. And I haven't gotten back to video editing because I used to do all the video editing on iMovie. Obviously, that's not going to be on a Windows computer, but I've got an editor editing for me for now. I can use the editing software that they have on here, but I don't think it's that good. I mean, I'll experiment with it some more until I reach a full conclusion, but I think I'd prefer to use something else. It's not Windows Movie Maker anymore. It's some weird title. Clipchamp. That's what they call it now. It's Champ video editor. And visually it looks like it's trying to mimic iMovie, and it has a lot of like random free source stuff in there, and some of it is locked under a subscription. The subscription is super high, as you can imagine. It's competitive with Adobe, and I'm not going to get a subscription. I don't think anything they can offer in a subscription would be worth it. But yeah. I think I can just like use it normally though without getting the subscription. And so long as I'm not using like special features or the special free source footage they have on there, then I don't have to deal with a watermark, I guess. I mean, all the videos that I have exported with it just to test it have been without a watermark, and for the most part, they exported fine. There's a couple flaws in the editing itself. It'd be really funny to make a video just talking about like why the format itself doesn't really work. But it's free and it's included on Windows. So I guess what am I expecting? 4K Dannphan would be overwhelming. Yeah, I guess so. It would be crazy. It'd be the first time you guys have ever seen me in 4K. Only ever been in like 720p, and all of a sudden it's like, see all the details. Although maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe you'll see all my blemishes. Hello, Dannphan. Welcome back to the interwebs. Thank you. It's good to be back. It's good to be doing Fridays with Dannphan again. I used to really like doing these. At some point, I felt like a little bit pressured into doing them every single Friday. But it's fun just to sit down and chat. Really get to know my audience, Get a one-on-one with a few of you. Yes. But because I've been like kind of running around all day, I didn't really get a chance to eat that much when I got home, so hope you don't mind a little Halloween pretzel munching every now and then. You get like the ASMR from that. I'm hungry. Don't judge me. I saw on Twitter, I think it was last night, everyone's tweeting that Twitter's gonna die because all these employees walked out. I don't think it dies that easily. I mean, my website doesn't die when I stop managing it. And for the most part, I only ever need to do anything to my website like maybe once a month or so, you know? It doesn't need constant attention to keep the website up. And most of everything on Twitter is like kind of automatic. I think the big thing with Elon Musk taking over Twitter is he wants to completely revamp it. So he wants workers to start working more to like rework a bunch of things on Twitter. And yeah, it doesn't mean that the current version of Twitter will die, but the reason why he wants more people working longer hours is because he wants to redo essentially everything. I don't know anything about that, but it's just a little bit weird because every time some big news happens, it's like panic everywhere. Everyone's like dropping links to everything. I saw the Tumblr account was like posting, quick before Twitter dies, drop your Tumblr profile, like trying to get people to start using Tumblr again as being the alternative, which I think is pretty funny. Gotta respect the hustle. I kind of prefer people who came from Tumblr to Twitter to go back on Tumblr. So there you go. Everyone wins in that case. Hey, Dannphan, long time no see. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back for the time being, at least. What is up, everyone? I should stop eating these pretzels so I can speak better. I didn't bring any water up with me. And these pretzels are, in fact, making me thirsty. So that's no good. If you are new to the Dannphan Friday with Dannphan live streams, this is basically just a free-for-all live stream where we talk about whatever we want, whatever's on our mind. You can bring up different news or comic-related, animated news that you'd like me to talk about or go over, stuff like that. Some things I wanted to save for a video. Like the whole DeviantArt craze, I wanted to make a video about that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet because there's so much happening, unfortunately. This weekend is like completely booked and my whole morning was completely distracted. I mean, basically since I woke up, I've been doing something and I just got home. Now it's like 5, so I guess it's kind of the whole day actually. But yeah, so I just gotta wait until maybe like Monday, Tuesday, sometime next week to record that video. But the DeviantArt thing was really interesting. Start talking about AI art again. Oh man, so many people have like, I don't know what it is with these super polarized opinions. Like whenever any new topic comes out, you can't just have an opinion on it. You have to have like a really stubborn, like angry opinion on it, and you have to hate the other side. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? Can you not debate anything without calling the other side evil these days? It's fucking crazy. It's a little bit crazy. But I guess that is like current America right now, where everyone's just so used to being polarized, so used to like attacking others. It's really bad. We gotta do something about that sometime. Yeah. Hopefully, you know, somebody should do something. Someone should say something. Opinion stabbing, maybe. So I see you got a new place. Yeah, sort of new, I guess. I am going to be recording in kind of this spot for a while. I would like to get a new place, as you can imagine. But, you know, I put in a little effort to, like, kind of decorate around me. You got some fun things in the background, right? I put like an Ellie in the background, although you can't really tell what the heck this is with the definition being so pixelated. Whatever. It's fine. I'm, for the most part, content with it. At the very least, it doesn't look like there's, big, empty, nothing void behind me. Unless that would be better. I don't know. I don't know how this works. Did you see the new Pixar teaser trailer for Elemental? I saw the teaser artwork. I didn't see the teaser trailer. I assume maybe that came out around the same time. I don't know what to really expect from that, of course. Because it's been a long time since I've seen a Disney or a Pixar movie that I really enjoyed. There are some where I watch and I'm like, meh. But there are very few cartoons out there that genuinely spark my inner child. There's very few. But when I do find something that actually in me, where I get excited over it because I'm really enjoying it and not just going through the motions of enjoying it, those are the gems. Those are the ones made with pure passion, But I don't know. I kind of don't trust anything anymore coming from Disney and Pixar just because it's been so long since I've seen something decent coming from them. What's my favorite superhero transformation? The Wonder Woman twirl. That's a good one. That's a really fucking good one. But if I am gonna unironically say what's a cool, civilian to hero transformation, you ever watch American Dragon? That dude literally covers himself in blue flames and emerges a dragon. That shit's cool. I don't know if that files under the superhero because, you're kind of turning into a mythical beast rather than putting on a costume. But that's if he can just cover himself in flames and emerge with some sick clothes on, I would consider that a good superhero transformation. I mean, who wouldn't want to just cover themselves in blue flames and emerge something different? It's too good. Man, I wanted to, because recently well, not so much recently. I guess it was really more a few years ago that I was really getting into the idea of owning everything that I really love in physical. So I was even looking at, super old cartoons that I used to like, TV shows specifically, and trying to find seasons that I really enjoyed and trying to get the seasons of those so that I can own them in physical. And let me tell you that there's no American Dragon DVDs anywhere. I can't find episode DVDs. I don't even think I found DVDs of the special episodes. It's just wiped clean. And I remember I looked pretty hard to see what I could find. And I didn't find much. Isn't that such a drag? That was a good show, I think. Yeah. There was some decent stuff in there. I don't know, man. American Dragon never existed. It was a CIA. Yeah, that's what it was. It's there is no war in Ba Sing Se. There is no American Dragon. It's just completely wiped clean. No trail of that show existing. Such a bummer. Especially if you really enjoyed it. But I got something semi-close. I got the entire Avatar series. And, same voice actor. voicing a guy who has fire powers. So, it's close enough. It's around the same ballpark. But yeah, it's good. Good stuff. Don't think Disney brings out season sets of cartoons at the same rate as Nickelodeon or Warner Brothers. That's true. It's way easier to find DVDs of like Batman the Animated Series or something. I did manage to get like a few like Kim Possible stuff because I was big on Kim Possible. But yeah, just even Lilo and Stitch the series had some DVD releases I saw, but for some, just American Dragon was the most difficult thing to find. I didn't find it. I didn't find what I was looking for. So I guess it just maybe didn't have a release. What are you going to do? But yeah, it's not the biggest deal. I kind of wanted to own as much as I could in DVD form. But what Adam wants to do instead is put everything that he loves on a hard drive. It's fine. That's another option, of course. And then just like plug it into the TV whenever he wants to watch whatever. Yeah. It works, of course. It is harder these days to find like the newer or the older original versions of certain movies, because a lot of them, when you get to the DVD version or whatever third 25th release of it, they start changing things, and they advertise that they changed things as though it's a good thing. It's like, aha, we fixed it. The Lion King, I guess, has a few good examples of that. They added in one of the DVD releases, I'm not sure which one, but one of them, they added in an entire song into the next release. And the song is bad. I haven't heard it too many times, but it didn't really sound very catchy. And it kind of messes with the pace of the movie. It's one of those songs where it makes sense that they would cut it out, but because they wanted to like make more money for another release, they're like, ooh, we added in more scenes, but really they just added in a song that should have been cut from the beginning. So if you're going around like downloading the movies and shows that you really enjoyed, you want to make sure that you're getting the like original version of it and not the altered new version of it, because those are the sucky versions. But yeah, I bought a new car 3 days ago. New cars don't have CD players. That bugs me so much because I have so many CDs, and the only place where I would ever use a CD is in my car when I'm driving a long distance. There's never any other reason for me to own a CD except for that. And they took it away from me. Although I will say there are some cars that still have CD players, because Adam got a new car like a year or two ago, and he made sure it still had a CD player, because so many of them don't have CD players anymore. It's garbage. It sucks. It's one of the worst changes of a lot of the new cars. Yeah, like what am I going to do? Pull my phone out and Bluetooth it into the... Well, that's what they want you to do. They want you to like plug in your phone or Bluetooth it. But why should my phone die when I could have just put in a CD player that doesn't require battery? You know what I mean? If my phone, then I gotta like buy the phone charger to do like 3 different plugs in my phone so I can listen to a playlist that I don't even have on my phone. I have to import my playlist onto my phone from my CDs when I could have just put in the CDs. God damn it. Made everything complicated. But yeah, it's It's the only reason why I buy CDs. And then they're like, actually, never mind. No more CD for you. It is what it is. I used to Bluetooth for years in my car, and now it doesn't connect. So I had to eBay an old iPod Classic. Yeah, that's probably what I should do. I should get a really, really old iPod specifically just for music. I have a janky touchscreen MP3 player. It's the screen is like all messed up, but it still works as far as I can tell. I mean, for the most part, all the music that I listen to, I usually listen to while I'm working. And when I'm working, I'm usually on my computer. So I just pull up a YouTube tab and listen to YouTube. I don't have any music on my phone. My phone is completely tapped out of space. And most of the space is just like videos and photos that, of course, I don't want to delete because they're precious. And some of them I use as reference material. You know, it's the only thing I need my phone for is video and photos. I don't want to put 1 million megabytes of music on there. But yeah, and then I buy these CDs and I'm like, man, I can't wait to listen to these in the car when I can't have my phone open playing music, or when I can't have my laptop open playing music. I'll have these CDs and it'll be so good. It'll be so great. And then the cars are like, I don't think so. Not today, bitch. Conspiring against me. Shameful. But, yeah, whatever. I don't have a car anymore, so it doesn't matter. Alright, well, besides cars removing CD players and annoying us all, what else has been going on recently? I guess I missed a lot of things while I was not on YouTube anymore. The Rings of Power came out. Everyone hated it. She-Hulk came out. Same story, different day. They were competing with each other, especially on YouTube, of which one was worse. And I think Rings of Power overall kind of won that debate because there was a lot more expectation on Rings of Power. Everyone kind of expected She-Hulk to be like a very low effort comedy, I think is the word I would use to describe for it. It's like very low effort, lol, so random, we don't care and that's why it's funny type deal. Whatever. Part of me, you know, I have a certain bit of nostalgia for Invader Zim, but part of me hates how that show normalized random humor because so many people misuse it, thinking that, oh yeah, I'll just do what Invader Zim did and have characters scream and that'll be funny. It was funny when Zim did it. Whatever. Now everyone's just screaming and pulling out random cactuses and it's not fun anymore. I miss intelligent comedy. Every single new cartoon, every single new show, all of the jokes are so stupid. They're so lowbrow. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be smart anymore. Whatever. Like I said, not a huge deal. Lots of emulation happening out there. Bad emulation, for sure. Oh yeah, we were supposed to hate She-Hulk. It was supposed to be a giant F you to fans. It was created to make us feel bad. Good to know that they had nice intentions. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Good to know. Heard of that weird Tim Drake comic where they had the weird bean heads? No. Actually, maybe I did see a screenshot of that on Twitter or something. But no. I can't say that I've been reading much DC outside of the brilliantly written DC YAs. Oh, so masterfully crafted for the teenage audience. Teenagers, you see why all those fan fictions that teenagers write are so well written is because of these DCYA books, inspiring them, showing them the way, being great role models for them to use when they're referencing what should I inspire to be when I'm writing. The best. Good comedy takes effort, Dannphan. We don't have that anymore. Yes. Why try when you can easily, satisfy someone with something low effort? It's whatever. Are you questioning New York Times best-selling authors? How could I do such a thing? They're clearly the best-selling because they're so good, and not because they bought that title or because there's no one even like buying books from New York Times in the first place. Oh my god. I gotta eat a pretzel every now and then just to like stay awake. Yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't have written She-Hulk that way. And there was a lot of like leeway I was willing to give it. I think even if you're going to write a comedy, maybe, try to have some contrast to the comedy, first of all. That's a big part of why a joke lands, is because people aren't expecting it. And you can get that same reaction by just having a little bit of contrast. That's it. It's not that hard when you think about it. And it's not that hard to have a main storyline either. It kind of seemed like they had somewhat of an idea of a storyline for the season, but then they just decided, no, never mind, at the last episode. Just like rewrite it all. Just like skip to the end and don't see a climax or a good enough conclusion as. I mean, I enjoyed the She-Hulk comics for the most part. It had a much better hook into the series, being that, specific people were after Jen, and she had to like kind of uncover the mystery and get to them, and it's whatever. My nieces and nephews constantly ask me for movie suggestions. I am amazed at how non-PC most of the movies I enjoyed as a kid are after rewatching them. Well, of course. I mean, for the most part, it's like it's new, right? I say this with quotes because it was started up many, many years ago. This political correctness, this ideology, it's not even the first time that it's appeared throughout history. You can look at other countries that have had this same exact ideology entered into their society, and it usually ends in complete chaos. But it's not new in America either. It started up a long time ago. The thing is, people who want to insert this ideology into a society, they're looking at the long term, you know. So it starts out small, then you inch a little and an inch, and it's just like the more that you inch forward, the further it goes, and the further extreme it goes. And then the more you can point at the other side and say, they're not as extreme as us, so therefore they are bad. Anyone who isn't 100% on my side is 100% on their side. And that's no good. That's not a good way to look at everything. Oh, here's an interesting question. Dannphan, do you like Danganronpa? I have a funny. I do. I'll say yes. I actually, funny fact, I think I like the second one better than the first, and I haven't looked at any of the other ones. The first one, it feels like they were a little bit uncertain about like what they were doing overall. The second one, it felt so much cleaner. Like they knew the ending from the beginning. They had everything like prepared and ready, you know? And every like choice that they made in the story was building up to what they wanted to do. A lot of people won't really. I mean, I've heard people say that Danganronpa 2 was like underwhelming or bad, but the funny part is that I enjoyed it way more than the first one. I liked the characters more. I don't give a shit of what they did in their past, but if you write a character to be likable, hey, I'm for it. And you know, the first Danganronpa, no one else is gonna know what I'm talking about, but I'll do a brief opinion here. And the first one, it feels like what they were trying to accomplish in the ending is that there's a possibility that everything could be shit, everything could be doomed. But the main characters have the hope that it's fine, that they'll be okay, and they'll get through it, you know? They have the hope that when they open the door, it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. But I think what they were trying to accomplish is that idea of uncertainty, but you have hope going forward. And they wanted to instill that in the audience. But when I was going through the story, I didn't feel that same hope. I felt that uncertainty, but I was more so leaning towards, yeah, it's going to be pretty bad when you open that door. It's going to suck. And I feel like that was unintentional on the writing part. I feel like they wanted you to be in the same mindset as the main characters, in that same level of uncertainty, but hopeful. So I didn't get that. But with the second one, I did get that, where they're still, it kind of ends similarly, where they're uncertain but hopeful. But I felt a lot more confident with the hopefulness. I felt like, you know what, everything is going to be all right. You guys are going to be all right. And it made me happy. It made me happy at the end. That's, I guess, the main difference. First one, I'm like, Second one, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll do fine. All right. All right. Danganronpa 3 is a very bad anime. I watched a few episodes of the Danganronpa anime. They have a really weird direction where they take things. I also watched the dub. And why did they change Monokuma's voice in the dub? Like, they made it all raspy, and it's weird because he's supposed to sound happy, and it's supposed to contrast the fact that he's evil, but instead they're like, no, we gotta make him sound evil. But the point is going over your head. Whatever. I didn't watch all the way till the end of the Danganronpa anime, though. because I just felt like it was kind of weird. And the first season is kind of accurately depicting what happened in the first game. It's just the pacing and the direction was a little bit it's like the music that plays when he finds the dead body, and it's like, I don't know if this music really fits. You know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't watch any further than that. I know that they didn't really bother adapting Danganronpa too accurately, which bothers me because I really liked Danganronpa 2. And then I didn't play or watch 3. Didn't get that far. But yeah. That's all. Fat Bakia versus skinny Bakia. Oh, Byakuya. It's a hard name to pronounce. Yeah, a trick question, of course, because one of them is not a Byakuya. I was thinking about, because Adam never really, he's like saw a little bit of gameplay of like the second Danganronpa when I was looking through that, but he's never played the first one or second one, and I have them, so I was wondering, should we do a playthrough on the Game Fans channel? Because we're always looking for like other games to play and switch it up every now and then. Make sure we don't get too stale, you know? We do have certain games, specific games that we genuinely like to play. And obviously, when we start a brand new game, we like to play it all the way through. But I was thinking maybe it'd be interesting to like play Danganronpa with Adam, see how he likes it, see how he responds to all the plot twists and whatnot, be like sassy with the story as we do. The only problem with that really is the fact that we would be voicing all the characters, and there's a lot of dialogue. It's too much dialogue. I mean, to be fair, you can skip a lot of dialogue in Danganronpa because fuck, they explain the shit out of everything at least 5 times. I think it's because they expect you to like save in the middle of stuff, and then they figure we have to explain everything again so that when they come back to playing, they can pick up on what's happening. Like in the middle of courtroom sessions, maybe they feel like you're going to save in the middle and then come back to it later. So they have to re-explain everything by the time you get back. But I don't know. I feel like there are very specific moments that feel like save moments in a lot of visual novel games, you know? Because stories have like ups and downs, where they have little mini climaxes and mini conclusions. And once you get to one of those mini conclusions, you can kind of just save and come back later. But yeah. That could be a possibility. I've also been considering playing every single Sonic game. Or at least like the ones that I wanted to play were Adventure 1 and 2. I've played a little bit of Adventure 1. Never got through all of Sonic CD. So I could do that. If I could. I didn't finish Mania either. I kind of suck at 2D platformers. I mean, I enjoy the visuals and everything about them, but goddamn, I'm not good. I'm just not good at it, to be brutally honest. But yeah, Sonic Frontiers could be interesting. That's the newest one. It has like some of the highest ratings so far. and people are really enjoying it. It's an open world Sonic game, which I feel like is an odd choice. And all the video footage I see of it, it just kind of looks empty, to be honest. I felt that same way when I saw the trailers, and it's just Sonic running around an empty grassy field, and every now and then there's like a robot or a platform in the middle of a empty grassy field, and I'm kind of scratching my head like, this isn't what I want a Sonic stage to look like. You know what I mean? There's so many good Sonic stages where there's so many cool visuals and different things to like interact with and different ways to get around. And then you get to and then I watched the Sonic Frontiers trailer. It's a fucking grassy field from here to infinity. Thanks for the super sticker, by the way. You're very cool. But I like the idea of an open world Sonic game. I do. Because I think when you got a character like Sonic who can theoretically pick up momentum and get around big areas fast, it kind of makes sense to, make a big world for him to explore in and have a bunch of secrets and fun things to discover in said world. But if it's a big, empty, grassy field, it might not be as visually pleasant to constantly run around the same old grassy field with sometimes stuff in the middle of it. You know what I mean? The big empty world is essentially your hub, and all of the actual stages are self-contained. Okay, so it's not really an open world. It's just like Sonic Generations, basically, where they have like kind of the hub, and then you like select a stage to like unlock a character. That makes sense, actually, now that I think about it, because I did also see some video footage of some glitchy ass characters that you gotta save by doing this stage or that stage. Well, thanks for the $10, Trent. Appreciated. I hear so many people praising Sonic Frontiers, but then again, a lot of people are really praising it for more so the story. I noticed they really like the story in there, and I'm down with playing a janky game for a good story. That's fine with me. One of the fun things that I noticed about the game also is that Sonic has different attacks other than just like jumping on a guy. or he had like the targeting thing where you boop boop boop. And that was the famous edition of the Sonic 3D games. But it's cool to see him doing other stuff besides that, like super fast punches or I don't know, spinning around the guy and making him dizzy. No, that was in other Sonic games though. But it didn't work well. Actually, I think that was in Sonic Heroes. He like runs around the guy and makes him dizzy or gets him to topple over. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the attacks look cool. They do. It does look like there's some neat ideas in there. I'm not trying to down the game before I've even played it, of course. I just don't like seeing nothing but a grassy field every time I look at a trailer. It's like, oh god, there's got to be something else. Please. They're praising it for not being Sonic 06. Fair enough. Did you see the latest Mickey special that's autumn-based? They're still doing Mickey specials? Oh no. Like I said, I haven't seen a good thing from Disney in a while now, so hopefully it's not terrible. No, I didn't see it though. Mickey Autumn? Is that what I would type? The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse? Is that? Oh. Oh, it's from the fucking TV show. I don't consider that Mickey. That's a thing. That's a Mickey IP. That's not Mickey. It's different. Yeah. That doesn't count. Rather play Sonic 06 over certain games, like The Last of Us Part 2. Fair enough. Did you see the live-action Pinocchio? A decent question, because Pinocchio is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. Fun fact, guys. That's another hot take that I have. Not a lot of people like Pinocchio. It doesn't get a lot of love, but I consider it to be one of the best. I tried to watch the live-action version. I did not get very far. It was really hard for it to retain my attention. Normally a bad sign. I think I got up to where Honest John is introduced, and thinking to myself, man, there are so many better things I could be doing with my life right now. I'm gonna go do those things. And then I just clicked it off. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Oof. You know, I like to sit on my feet, but I'm in a very uncomfortable wooden chair, and it does not like it when I sit on my feet. So it punishes me by hurting my feet. The chair does it. I don't do it to myself. No. Dannphan, are you watching Chainsaw Man? Thoughts? I mean, the animation is fantastic, isn't it? I will say it looks a little bit more smoother than I would imagine a Chainsaw anime to be. I wouldn't imagine it to be as smooth, you know. I assume that they did it to make it a little bit more friendly to a wider audience, maybe. I don't know. If you look at the original Chainsaw Man art, it's very rough. It's like sketchy, wavy lines with every stroke type deal. Both versions really just look good, but in different ways, perhaps. They still managed to keep that kind of horror-esque feeling of it, despite it being so smooth. Sorry, my knee knocks into this thing, and then the whole thing just shakes. I really shouldn't have my computer on here to begin with, but this is the best I can do for now. Eventually, I'm going to move the stuff from here to this thing. Move this thing in front of me. That'll be better. Eventually. It's definitely more Mickey-like than anything in the Disney parks. Perhaps. But no, I don't like that show. And I don't like the redesigns of the characters, and I don't want anything to do with it, honestly. Disney's Robin Hood is one of my favorites. The animated Robin Hood, or the live-action Robin Hood, which I didn't know existed until like way later in life. But I watched that, and that was pretty good, I gotta say. I enjoyed the live-action Disney Robin Hood than I did the animated Fox Robin Hood, although I did enjoy that version as well. I enjoyed both, basically. But, you know. Are you looking forward to Del Toro's Pinocchio claymation? That does look pretty decent. I'll say that much. I am going to watch that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And perhaps I shall review it. We shall see. I'm a little bit timid about doing animated reviews on the channel, despite the fact that I do want to do those types of reviews. Obviously, you know, you look at my channel, and that's what's in the banner, right? Animation, comics. Those are the two things that I want to talk about when I talk about stuff. But every single time I do a video about an animated movie or a show or whatever, it does not get the views. I think most people are just kind of here for the comics, and perhaps every now and then, perhaps they're here for a little pinch of salt to hear me bitch about something. That's fine. Whatever you enjoy, of course. I do not want to pressure you into watching something that you are simply not interested in. But I will make less videos about stuff that people are not interested in, because I don't want to waste time and money on a video that isn't going to give me much return. It's a shame, but it is what it is. I'll save ranting about other animated stuff, I guess, for Friday with Dannphan, when I can talk about whatever I want. My girlfriend and I watch your stuff all the time. That's great to hear. Thank you. I like being watched, as opposed to not being watched. Yeah. So we have about like 5 more minutes of this Friday stream until I hop off and hopefully get more to eat, because I'm still quite hungry. I ate a little bit when I got home, but not enough. I ate like as much soup as I could in the moment before I had to get on stream. As if soup could ever fill you up. In what apocalyptic world has soup ever filled someone up, honestly? I noticed that you used to display a keyblade in your videos. I always was curious on who your favorite character was. To be honest, I'm kind of curious what you're referring to, because I don't have a keyblade. But I wonder if there's something you might have mistook for a keyblade. Like, I have a katana. A broken katana. And this could, I guess, in the pixelated background, be mistaken as a keyblade, maybe. I'm not sure. I also have a naginata. I guess same colors as the katana. Just all the random weapons I have just hanging out. But yeah, I don't have a keyblade. So I don't know what you saw. May I confused it with something else? Maybe. Yeah. I haven't played too much Kingdom Hearts, sadly. I didn't have that growing up. We were very limited in what video games we had to play. For the most part, all of our games were hand-me-downs, and my brother would buy his own games, so he would have like everything. But naturally, as brothers do, they don't want their nosy little sisters playing their games that they bought with their own money. I got it. It's just like the end of the sword. They no joke, they super glue it on. It only goes to show like how cheap this thing is. Whatever. It's gonna be my new catchphrase. Whatever. Who cares? I just like the DCGN reading because I like laughing at trash. I respect it. I mean, to be honest, whenever I hear that something is bad, 9 times out of 10, I will watch reviews of it online just to hear about how bad it is. No, I mean, it is somewhat educational to hear a review about something bad when you're a writer, especially, because you want to know what someone is found bad to be about the thing and, what to avoid and what your competition is. Boost your morale, knowing, hey, at least I'm not that bad, huh? There's positive things to take from bad reviews. Or not bad reviews per se, but reviews of bad things. Yes, that's better wording. Yeah. Co-creator of Sonic, but I thought they were a programmer on Team Sonic. That would be extra crazy if it was the creator, Yuji Naka. Is that it? Former head of the Sega Studio Sonic team. He was the lead programmer of the original Sonic the Hedgehog series. So it doesn't sound like he was the creator of the character per se. He was a programmer. I did hear about that though. Arrested for insider trading. Isn't that like the worst thing to be arrested for though? I don't even really quite fully understand why that's illegal. It's like anyone could get a tip about like, regardless, you're still taking a risk because nothing is ever 100%. But, you know, anyone could get a tip about what they think is going to be a good stock to invest in. You hear that all the time with your, you know, friends or parents or fucking the news talking about the stock. They always are talking about, you know, oh, well, because of this happened, you know, this stock might go up and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they're getting their tips from insiders, so I don't know. It's just something I don't really quite fully understand, and I don't really mess with stock myself. Maybe I should. Maybe I should so I can get rich. But no. Yeah, I heard that he was arrested for insider trading. Just like investing in stock for something that you know that the company is partnering with, so you know that they're going to do like really well soon. That's what I heard he was doing. But maybe you guys know a little bit more about it. Stealing gold contacts in used electronics. I didn't hear about that. Arrested for scamming someone. Didn't hear about that. For insider trading, trying to take advantage of stocks. That's what I heard. These are two different claims. This is the one that I heard that he was arrested for. Yeah. But yeah, it's just something that I don't really 100% understand. So I can't really weigh on it too much. It doesn't sound that bad though. It's like, okay, you know that a stock is going to be successful, so you invest in it. You terrible person, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of annoying to be arrested for that. Oh boy, I better not have too much information about them stocks, otherwise I'll get arrested. Kidding about stealing anything to make it a better story. That would be interesting though. It would. Let's draw live. I'd love to draw live, but unfortunately I have to go now. I can set up a live drawing someday. Not today though. But thank you guys for joining me on this Friday with Dannphan. We'll start doing these a little bit more often. Yeah. Maybe we'll try to shoot for every Friday, but I might miss some Fridays every now and then just because stuff is always happening. Maybe I could do Black Friday. I don't go out on Black Friday, as you know, most people shouldn't go out on Black Friday. Unfortunately, you kind of got to go out for Thanksgiving. That's a whole other thing that we need to figure out, but you know, we'll figure it out. Yeah, so keep on coming back for the Fridays with Dannphan. And stay tuned for more videos. Yes, they will in fact come out on the channel. More DCYAs especially, maybe some webtoon readings, and I'll do a little bit of news talky talk with the DeviantArt thing because I wanted to talk about that. Till then, I'll see you next time, everyone. Good night and goodbye.